Today, people around the world are reflecting on the life of a remarkable teacher whose words reached far beyond books, universities, and lecture halls. Robert Alexander Farrar Thurman, respected Buddhist scholar, author, translator, professor, humanitarian, father, grandfather, and one of the most recognized voices introducing Tibetan Buddhism to Western audiences, completed his life's journey on June 16, 2026, at the age of 84. His family, friends, students, and admirers continue to remember a life dedicated to wisdom, compassion, learning, and understanding. For some, he was known as the father of actress Uma Thurman. For many others, he was a guide, someone who encouraged people to think more deeply, someone who believed kindness was strength, someone who showed that knowledge becomes meaningful when shared. Although his physical presence is no longer with us, his teachings continue through the countless lives he touched. Early life and education. Robert Alexander Farrar Thurman was born on August 4, 1941, in New York City. He grew up surrounded by creativity, language, and intellectual curiosity. His mother, Elizabeth Dean Farrar, worked as a stage actress. His father, Beverly Reed Thurman Jr., worked as an editor and translator. From an early age, Robert developed an interest in ideas and learning. He attended Phillips Exeter Academy before continuing his education at Harvard University. Years later, he returned to Harvard and completed advanced studies in Sanskrit and Indian studies, earning both a master's degree and doctorate. But the direction of his life would become shaped not only by education, but by experience. A turning point. During his early adult years, Robert experienced a life-changing accident that resulted in the loss of his left eye. The experience became a moment of reflection and transformation. Instead of allowing difficulty to define him, he began searching for greater understanding. He traveled across Turkey, Iran, and India. He explored philosophy. He met teachers. He reflected on questions about happiness, purpose, and human experience. That journey eventually led him toward Buddhism, discovering a new path. One of the important moments in Robert Thurman's life came when he met Geshe Wangyal. Through learning and guidance, he became interested in Tibetan Buddhist teachings and philosophy. This experience became an important part of his journey and helped shape many of his future ideas. In 1965, Robert became the first American to join the Tibetan Buddhist monastic tradition. His journey reflected curiosity, dedication, and a lifelong interest in learning. Later, he returned to family life, but his interest in Buddhist teachings remained an important part of his work and studies for many years. Academic career: Robert Thurman dedicated decades to scholarship and education. He served as professor of religion at Amherst College. Later, he joined Columbia University and became the Je Tsongkhapa Professor of Indo-Tibetan Buddhist Studies. His role became historic as the first endowed chair in Buddhist studies in the Western world. Students admired his ability to explain complex ideas in ways that felt accessible and meaningful. His lectures blended scholarship with warmth, ancient philosophy with modern life, thoughtfulness with humor. He encouraged people not simply to collect information, but to grow through understanding. Books and contributions: Robert Thurman authored, translated, and edited numerous works that introduced generations of readers to Buddhist philosophy. His publications included The Central Philosophy of Tibet, The Tibetan Book of the Dead, Essential Tibetan Buddhism, Inner Revolution, Infinite Life, The Holy Teaching of Vimalakirti, Love Your Enemies. His translations became respected for making complex teachings easier to understand while preserving their depth. His work helped bring centuries of Buddhist thought into everyday conversation. Tibet House and cultural work: Robert believed that traditions should remain alive through education and community. At the request of the Dalai Lama, he helped establish Tibet House US. Working alongside family and collaborators, he supported efforts to preserve Tibetan culture and share its traditions with future generations. He also contributed to creating spaces for reflection and wellness inspired by Tibetan healing traditions. His work reached people from many backgrounds and walks of life. Recognition: across his career, Robert Thurman received international recognition. Time recognized him among influential Americans. He received the Light of Truth Award. India honored him with the Padma Shri for literature and education. Yet those who knew him often remembered not the awards, but his enthusiasm for teaching and conversation. Personal life: Robert Thurman built a rich family life. He was married twice. From his first marriage to Marie Christophe de Menil, he welcomed daughter Taya. Later, with Nina von Schlebrugger, he welcomed 4 children. Their children included Ganden Thurman, Uma Thurman, Deccan Thurman, and Mipam Thurman. He later became grandfather to several grandchildren, including actress and singer Maya Hawke. Family remained an important part of his world. Despite public recognition, he valued meaningful conversations and everyday moments. Final chapter. At the time of public announcements, no official details regarding Robert Thurman's final chapter were publicly shared. Public reports stated that he peacefully completed his life's journey in Woodstock, New York. Out of respect for his loved ones, this tribute focuses on the life he lived and the inspiration he shared. His teachings continue through his books, students, and those who continue exploring compassion and understanding. Net worth. Throughout his career, Robert Thurman contributed through education, writing, speaking, and non-profit work. But the value he created cannot be measured only through numbers. His greatest contribution was the knowledge and inspiration he shared with others. Legacy and impact. Robert Thurman leaves behind more than publications. He leaves behind conversations, ideas, questions, moments of reflection. He helped connect cultures. He opened doors for Buddhist studies in the West. He encouraged people to become more thoughtful and compassionate. His influence continues through universities, institutions, readers, and future generations. His work reminds people that understanding and kindness remain meaningful goals. Emotional tribute, ending. Some people leave achievements, some leave recognition, and some leave ways of thinking that continue long after they step away. Robert Thurman belonged to that group. He encouraged people to think more deeply, to listen more carefully, to treat others with compassion, to believe that learning and kindness belong together. Today, people continue remembering not only what he accomplished, but how he inspired others. His teachings remain. His ideas remain. His influence remains. And his journey continues through everyone who carries forward the wisdom he shared. May his legacy continue to inspire. Top facts. Born August 4, 1941. Completed life's journey, June 16, 2026. First American ordained in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, professor at Columbia University, co-founder of Tibet House, U.S., father of Uma Thurman, grandfather of Maya Hawke, recipient of India's Padma Shri Award.
The
58 years now.
The American academy and activist Robert Thurman, widely regarded as one of the West's most influential scholars of Tibetan Buddhism, has passed away in New York at the age of 84. Thurman made history in 1965 when he became the first American to be ordained as a Tibetan Buddhist monk by His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, forging a lifelong friendship and spiritual bond with His Holiness. Though he later returned his monastic vows to pursue academia and family life, he remained an unwavering champion for the preservation of Tibetan culture. For 3 decades, he held the prestigious Je Tsongkhapa Chair in Indo-Tibetan Buddhist Study at Columbia University. His immense contribution to the Tibetan freedom movement were globally recognized in 2003 when the International Campaign for Tibet presented him with the prestigious Light of Truth Award, often referred to as the Movement Flame of Truth, for his outstanding public advocacy for human rights and democratic freedom.
Your Holiness may not remember, but 40 years ago, when we started Tibet House, you said that at the time the real Tibet House is here in Dharamsala.
In 1986, at the request of the Dalai Lama, Thurman had also co-founded Tibet House US in New York City alongside actor Richard Gere and composer Philip Glass, establishing a permanent hub to protect and showcase Tibet's unique cultural heritage. A prolific translator and charismatic communicator, Thurman authored dozens of books aimed at translating complex Eastern philosophy into accessible psychological tools for contemporary Western readers. His contributions to literature and education earned him the Padma Shri, one of the Indian highest civilian honor, in 2020.
In a tragic incident in northeastern Thailand, 8 Buddhist monks were killed after a truck crashed into a religious procession. The vehicle was being driven by an 11-year-old boy. The monks were on a pilgrimage walk in Murkhadam province. They were part of a group travelling on foot towards Ubon, Rajasthani province, covering a planned distance of around 260 kilometers. The walk had only begun about 30 minutes before the crash took place, turning what was meant to be a long and peaceful journey into a devastating scene. Now, this is the exact moment when the accident took place. It was captured on CCTV footage from a nearby property. The video shows Buddhist monks walking along the road as several vehicles pass by. Suddenly, a loud crash is heard and the procession comes to a halt. One of the 34 Thai Buddhist monks hit by a pickup truck. He described his escape as a life and death moment. Images captured after the incident show several monks lying on the ground while rescuers attend to them and provide medical assistance at the scene.
While I was walking on pilgrimage as close to the roadside as possible, I saw a boy driving the truck up towards us. I was chanting prayers inside, but then, at a life and death moment, the truck came up and was extremely close to me like this. I jumped out with another senior monk and fell into the roadside ditch. Few of the monks at head of trail survived, but not the ones further behind. Monks were sent flying off.
The investigation is still underway and police said the minor is currently in custody and will be questioned in the presence of state child protection officers. The vehicle has also been sent for a forensic examination to help in determining the cause of the crash.
A Tibetan activist has died after setting himself on fire outside the United Nations headquarters in New York. The act was described by Tibetan exile groups as a protest demanding Tibetan independence. The incident has once again drawn attention to Beijing's policies in Tibet and to growing concerns over China's new ethnic unity law. This incident took place on Thursday evening. Police responded to an emergency call around 6:30 p.m. local time and found the man with severe burns. He was taken to a hospital where he was later pronounced dead. Authorities have launched an investigation. Exiled Tibetan media outlet Voice of Tibet identified the man as Lobga Rangzen. It said he self-immolated after making a live appeal for Tibetan independence and unity. Local reports said Rangzen worked as an Uber driver and arrived at the scene carrying a Tibetan flag. According to local media, Rangzen was angered by what they described as the Chinese government's restrictions on Tibetans. The protest came just days after China's new ethnic unity law took effect. The law calls for a single national identity across China's 55 recognized ethnic groups, including Tibetans and Uyghurs. It also expands the use of Mandarin in schools and government in ethnic minority regions. The U.S. and the European Union have raised concerns over China's new ethnic unity law. It has also drawn strong opposition from Tibetan groups across the world. Activists fear it could further erode Tibetan identity, language, culture, and religious traditions. Now, China says the law is meant to promote national unity, but critics say it gives Beijing greater control over ethnic minority communities.
However, certain Western institutions and overseas forces continue to smear China's human rights situation regarding ethnic issues and spread fallacies born of ignorance and prejudice. The so-called statements issued by these organizations disregard the tremendous achievements made in China's ethnic regions and in its work concerning ethnic affairs. Instead, they presumptuously criticize China's ethnic policies and the development of the rule of law.
Tibetans have previously used self-immolation as a form of protest against Chinese policies in Tibet. According to the International Campaign for Tibet, more than 150 such cases were recorded between 2009 and 2022. However, incidents of self-immolation by Tibetan activists in the United States are extremely rare. China took control of Tibet in 1950. Beijing describes it as a peaceful liberation. However, Tibetan exile groups and international human rights organizations have repeatedly accused China of suppressing Tibetan culture and freedoms. China rejects those allegations. The protests took place outside the UN headquarters after the day's scheduled meetings had ended. The United Nations said its operations were not affected. Meanwhile, Tibetan organizations have described Lobga Rangzen as a committed advocate for Tibet and have expressed grief over his death. This incident has once again placed Tibet's long-running dispute with China under the international spotlight as debates over Beijing's new ethnic unity law intensifies.
The general doesn't control what happens outside of the gates of this building. Nevertheless, on Thursday afternoon, a protester outside of the UN set themselves on fire. I think the word is self-immolation. Does the Secretary General have any comment about that incident?
Yeah, I mean, what happened on Thursday afternoon is absolutely tragic on a human level, on any level. Two of our security officers who were posted, who were just outside, saw what happened. They rushed across the street with fire extinguishers. They tried to extinguish the flames. They were the first ones on the scene. Then we know the New York City Fire Department, police also showed up. We're obviously saddened by the tragic incident, and we offer our condolences to his family.
Does he have any comment about the issue that the protester was out in front of the UN for, or the issue he was protesting or raising?
The issue of
he was from Tibet.
Yeah, I mean,
the issue of Tibet.
Listen, it's hard to imagine what would propel a human being to do that to themselves. On the broader issue, I think for us it is, and the Secretary General said this many times, that in any country it is important that minorities are respected and that they are also made to feel as part of the whole.
1, 0, liftoff.
Hello, Indashidilek friends. We at Picture Podcast took the time to transcribe and translate Lobga Ramzala's final message to us. And in the message, you'll see that the focus is not on the Tibetans in Tibet or intergovernmental organizations or foreign countries, but rather us Tibetans in exile. And we thought it was important for our target audience, which are young Tibetans in the West, in America, Europe, Australia, and beyond, to fully grasp and understand and truly feel his final message. And so that's why we took the time to translate it and create subtitles. And so if you're a parent watching this, I hope you share it with a young one in your family. And if you're a youth yourself, I hope you take the time to watch the full message. Thank you for your time.
아니 가르치에서는 깨자 못 보셔라면 도 다티에서 아마 자나 공퇴 기타 배를 좀 그 수주의 배밀이 짬에랑 땅에 쳐대 다 랭크 배고 오래 되게 짬마다 나로서 전주 놓을 때에 배 놓을 때에 그 배발을 싸워지는 쉬어매 얘는 돈을 써야 돼 항상 난다 또 소소게 이게 치도 리죠 얘는 돈을 뭐냐 공패 양발라서 나야 돼 얘는 돈을 써야 다 할래버려 샤 대부진선 때문에 투지체 쉬어도 아니 샴파 선수 공부 쉬어 매수 쉬어 당아도 전주 놓을 때에 소리야 다 선수 쉬어라 당아도 손에는 돈을 써야 돼 미리 지금 타체가 쳐들이야 시대도 아니 아까서 가야 제 먹고부터는 짜내라고 말해 되게 짜말라 알수 강가데 아니 전주는 댕게도서 슈모도 저고도 세셔야이 아니 난도 망조도 신호 공사장가 저거 파파 시리즈 기타 얘네 거서도 봐 망조 세대 남바들에 난도 얘네 돈세대 배 무시be 까지 첨부래 내가 나중에 얘네 돈세 줄이야 난도 무진이 도서 가야 다 먹고부터는 신호 공사장가 저거 줘고야 망조 만나다 나도 먹었으니 야 피들에 얘네 신호 공사장 저거 줘고 망조 세대지 나샤래 어따디 망조 넣어야 돼 공사장가 저거 줘고 망조 넣어야 돼 가려지는 노로를 논쟁 거에 쳇자니 말해 대배 미리 쳇 배제고 쳇 야지 좋구나 하바도 저로 뭐지 고마 가르송 어래 시제 여러 등에 아리 등에 있는 콩바지도 못하진 당한 뒤수산 대바이는 샴레르다스 저도 강가 배 미리 근ren수 바이다 배 미리 근ren수 바레스 대자말에 배 미리 쳇대네 내가 내고 그래 배 미리 쳇대 깔래 저고서 송샤야래 대사 저로 뭐지 송토마 간이잖아 쇼노 공사장게 전부 쳐 미리 까나 매바 아니 잠리 딜 용수 줘봐 취루 용수 줘봐 미리 용수 줘봐 동사지리 지에도 잠리 시대네 그걸 깔래나 샬래나 되게 아니 상제지래 된 zaman 가서 상제 말아 가서 생셔로 농제 고군 할래도다 된 zaman 다리는 존대게 가르치고 있는 자나 공태기 배 미리 초가선데 제가 뭐데 배미 용수 줘봐 예바 비어 말다 잡다 잡지 자와 도텐 도메 위상 예와페 맞잡에 오르다 강가 때 저선 때는 나도 강가데 배바래 배 제국 치들 내가 내고 배 미리 치들 내가 단다 나도 강가 찌 무슨 로메 저도 무슨 마제로 무슨 저는 공사장고 저부터 꼬바샤야 그러면 무슨 라마 용서 조바다 가와치는 매바래 배 란제 쇼비 진선 때는 매바차 진선 때는 zaman 나도 강가 냠마 다르는 zonte 배 용이나래 시투 주초 이나래 배 미마 이나래 강가데 동자 찌드티네 다리네 존데 가서 배 제거도 미리 길게 쳐들래 가서 강가 샬래 놓아서 동자 찌디 쳐야돼 배 메시바 개천보래도 진짜 될 때는 다 다리네 존데 내 가르쳐서는 배 초가 송 전조 놀이 얘기 배 받아서 초가도 줄로 제 맞아 부터 나 배바이래죠 나 배바이 니 롱바 매야 말다 가서 가서 롱란세 매 롱다 란세 매야 말 란세 요 쇼었다 지금 내고 왔다 가서 강가 tenzi zamala ta nganzo kanga ga dongza chi de dine ani be ranzek che de legu be ranzek che de shale na de ni tuji si se la ji tamu ya ne zenjo no le yenge yong zo ba ta ti shale de no ro na su shue chi ta ni bi chale ya tere kese nge de de legu ji shu chen bo ji be ba yin be be jin sen de le de ne nganzo go region de so de ta na ta song no ya shu no ko so shang ge zo mo jo ge ko yin tong kong de xie gong lo bu ju guo ji ko yin tong kong de xie cha yong guo de 그저라 소바 다가 나제게 아니 나도 뒤뒤고 아니 제 샤도라 소바 그저 때는 돈세데 빼고 리중 송초래 아 대나제게 태대래 대노제고 현재서리야 리중 빼면서 패도 전부 용고 대자마 두서대로 자원이도 가는 그 말에서 어떻게 자마래 계속 이거 랭귀지 빼봐 이나 랭귀지 뒤진진이 아니 공상계 좀 조고 대신에 아니 가시 오르 다데 때들 회회 당시에라 소파들站的 这个嘛这문테네 소중就是跟옛날 돈스 공사장게 좀 좋고 거기中国 대신에 수채 야보시 땅 자지보 땅에 돼 다가 나제 그 아니 제샤도 통해라 소파에서 용수 소파게 제샤도 초고 거다 대 까고 말에 냥에 제고 말 가르치고 그러지 디 초베 쇼리야 소소 배바 임비기 진짜 때 미리 제 제고 되게 제도 가르쳐도 가르려도 디 손을 딴 거야 그 친구들 어디 zaman 마음 발 कुछ तुझे नाबासो कांगा होती छेसे नौरना सेंगे बेकु तुशियाई काई शोबाये ना नाजो ना तेरे कैसे ने लैंग्वेज शेना था वो 계속 빼봐 얘는 같이 빼고 그래. 나라 사야 말아, 나 제 말아, 나 동네치는 말아. 이 제거 디치도 빼고, 배 제거 디치, 배 제거 디치, 제도 빼고 해도 진상 때문에 배 제거 디를 가 얘봐도 간다 못하는 제고고. 그러면 이제 나도 계속 땡겨는 찍어 냥에 질러야 돼. 냥에 보면 냥에 같이 고래, 냥에 지기나 같이 고래. 니가 레와시, 니 배구 시작이다. 뒤 못히는 거고, 뒤 못히는. 니다가 레고 쇼다. 뒤 못히는. 뒤 졸려도. 뒤 가르치고 만조 가름 매사 용서받아 가르치는 매버래. 란세 매비지서. 란세 쇼비지서 때. 나도 란세 쇼비지서 때는다. 란세 라바 있는 나도 강가요. 대사만 나도 가르고 그래. 란세 고고. 란세 시에도 가르치고 강가도 깔려줘. 그 강가도 못히는 깔려줘로 나서 쉬어요. 배 란세 제로, 배 제로, 배 란세 제로. 다시 달래.
We stand with you, that your friends here in the United States stand with you. We are watching what's happening with China and the abuses that continue, that only get worse every year. And this is a fight for the freedom of Tibet, for the freedom of the Tibetan people, but it is also a fight for the freedom of the human spirit and independence of the human soul. And that's why that is not just your fight, that's the fight for all of us. And so I wanted to be here today to stand with you, to stand with my friends in the Utah Tibetan community, and to let you know that you are not alone. And we are watching what's happening, and we will do everything we can to support you in this cause to restore a free Tibet and to protect the Tibetan people. Thank you.
The next day, the July 2nd, our Tibetan brother, Lobsang Paldenla, known and loved in New York's Tibetan community as Loga Rangzin, recorded a final message in Tibetan. In it, he spoke not of himself, but of Tibet. He thanked the Tibetans inside Tibet who guarded our language and faith at unimaginable cost. And he called on all of us in exile to work harder and work together. Then at 5:49 in the evening, carrying the Tibetan national flag, he walked to First Avenue directly across from the United Nations headquarters. The institution built on the promise that no people would ever be erased. And there he offered his life in protest. He was 50 years old. By nightfall, he was gone. And by morning, from Dharamshala to Sydney to Taipei to this very Salt Lake City Hall, Tibetans everywhere had lit candles in his name. Who was he? He was one of us, a man who escaped occupation and rebuilt his life from nothing in a foreign land, as so many of us have done. He drove a taxi through the streets of New York by day and served his community by night. He was the president of Tibetan National Congress of New York and New Jersey. He marched in every protest and have never missed once. He mentored young activists. For 2 decades in exile, he carried Tibet in his heart every single day. And in his final hour, he carried a flag. And here I might speak the words of our Sikyong Tempasringla, because they are words of wisdom and love. While we honor Loga devotion, every Tibetan life is precious. Our struggle needs living hearts, living voices, living hands. More than 157 of our brothers and sisters inside Tibet have made the same offering since 2009, and each one is irreplaceable loss to our nation. The truest way to honor our Pao is not to follow him into the fire. It is to carry his fire within us to live fully and fearlessly for the cause he died for. Brothers and sisters, understand what this law truly is. It is the same machinery of erasure that has taken nearly 1 million Tibetan children as young as 6 years old into colonial boarding schools, separated from their parents, punished for praying, and forbidden to speak in their own language. And we do not stand alone in the suffering. The Uyghur mother whose children were taken to camps in East Turkestan, she knows our pain. The Mongolian herder whose children can no longer study in their mother tongue in southern Mongolia, he knows our pain. The Hong Konger who watched Fury Freedom vanish in a single season, they know our pain. Tonight, our candles burn for all of them, because a regime that fears a grandmother's lullaby, a monk's prayer, and a child's alphabet, that regime fears something it can never defeat. And it's the human spirit. And do not think this law stops at Chinese borders. It has a long claw. It reaches across oceans, into New York, into Toronto, into this very valley. For every Tibetan, every Uyghur, every Mongolian, every minority people inside China, and every Chinese brother and sister of conscience who dare to speak the truth about Beijing's records. Through overseas police outposts, through surveillance, through threat against the families we left behind, they want us to look over our shoulder and lower our voices. So hear me clearly tonight. If preserving our language is a crime, we are guilty. If keeping our faith is a crime, we are guilty. And if speaking the truth about suffering of our brothers and sisters inside Tibet is a crime, then we will gladly stand as criminals before this law, but never as cowards before their oppression. We are not afraid. We will not back down. Every threat they send across the ocean does not scatter us. It binds us closer together, and it makes our voice even louder. They built a law to silence 6 million. Instead, they have given 6 million one more reason to speak. And history is on the side of that spirit. Empires far mightier than this one have tried to erase people before. And where are those empires now? Dust and youth of exodus.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 28 of Live from the Hermitage. The title of the video on YouTube is actually incorrect. It's from a series of live streams I did when the Tibetan activist first self-immolated. I went live for quite a few hours of live streaming, and you can see that in the channel below. So we're here at the Dharma Wheel Hermitage. It has been a gorgeous, if very warm, day out here today. The sun is still quite a ways from setting, actually. It's high summer. It tickled 90 degrees today at the peak of it. So, but as you can see, we got lots of trees, and so lots of shade. I did miss you all. I'm kind of audience free tonight, so a lot of you, I guess, will probably watch on the replay. But thank you guys for watching anyway. Leave a comment. If you're new to the channel, give a like and subscribe to the video. So I was just going through, like, I mean, this year, the Firehorse, I got to tell you guys, I mean, it just seems like one hammer blow of tragedy after another. I mean, late spring, we lost Bruno up here at the Hermitage. I mean, we have a grave on the Hermitage now, and lost one of our own, our youngest. And then in the last month, really, we lost, as we saw in the videos at the top of the stream, we lost Dr. Robert Thurman, who his translation of the Tibetan Book of the Dead changed my life forever. I mean, there's no way that I can personally, in my personal spiritual life, sum up my gratitude for his teachings, and never mind all the work he did on the Free Tibet issue, which ties in with, of course, the self-immolation. And then 9, it was 8 when these reports were done that we saw, but it's now 9 monks who were essentially doing a sort of a walk for peace. It was a pilgrimage, but it was very similar, and they were from a similar school of Buddhism, Theravada, and a pickup truck driven by an 11-year-old, it seemed like a very mentally disabled, from the reports we're getting, very mentally disabled 11-year-old was driving this pickup truck and just plowed right into, and so 5 of them were killed right on the spot, were declared dead on the accident site, and 4 more died at the hospital. The last one dying about a day later. He persisted for a moment. So, that's like 11 really powerful Buddhist deaths. And I mean, of course, compassion for and prayers for all of the millions of Buddhists who died this past month who weren't famous, and nobody knows who they are, and they still died. I mean, death is tragic no matter what form it takes, but it seems like the Buddhist faith in particular in this year, the Firehorse, seems to be the lesson seems to be about impermanence and death, really. I mean, that seems to be the lesson of this year. At least that's what I'm getting, and the read I'm getting on it so far. And so I guess all we can do is brace up, right? When karma decides to teach us lessons like that, then the only thing we can do, and I'm sorry about the wind, guys. No, I need a dead cat. I need somebody to donate some money so I can get a dead cat for the microphone, right? So it's all about the donations, guys. So yeah, I just thought I'd cover like all, I've been not streaming for a while. This show has been off the air for a while. I've had some health issues and some logistics problems at the Hermitage, but everything's going fine now. Everything's going much better. My health is slowly improving. From it, it actually all stemmed from an injury, a really gruesome, terrible injury, and then there's still a lot of pain involved in that. It's still nowhere near healed up, so a long way to go. But starting to make a comeback. I think we're gonna do the Sunday service tomorrow. At least I've scheduled it on the YouTube, so go over to the channel and give put the notification on. That helps the algorithm. And I think we're gonna do a Sunday service tomorrow morning. it'll be my first when I finally pull off the Sunday service, it'll be my first public teaching. So for that reason alone, you kind of got to tune in, right? You got to kind of come see how I do on my first teaching. And then I think Monday morning too, I'm gonna do another episode of Coffee with the Dharma Bum. That'll be at 8 a.m. Pacific time. The Sunday service is at 10 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. 10 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow for the Sunday service, and then 8 a.m. Pacific time Monday morning will be Coffee with the Dharma Bum. My morning talk show, my morning commute show. Even though I don't ever leave the Hermitage, right? But I'll do a morning commute show for you guys. But so tune in to those. They're all up, or they will be up on the YouTube channel. Best way is to just follow the YouTube channel, get notifications of everything I do. Things are going well here at the Hermitage. I'm not getting the kind of work done I wanted to get, but we've got a lot of decent equipment and some more decent equipment coming soon. There'll be another batch. We're going to get some transportation and some gravel so that we can finish out the driveway and also lay out a pad for a new tent for winter. That's a big bee, guys. Watch out for that bee. So you want to come up here and say hi, Zave? We're audience free, but maybe somebody will watch on the replay and give a like and subscribe. Oh, hi. Hi. I'm in charge of this stream now. And I say, I love you, Papa. I love you, Papa. Thank you. Oh, hi, everybody out there in YouTube land. Hi, everybody out there in YouTube land. My name is Xavier Fox, and I am perpetually grumpy. Oh, maybe not perpetually. Oh, belly whoops. Papa gets the best belly whoops. Well, we can't even draw out any audience with a puppy. Oh my god! Oh! Oh my god. So much drama. There's Xander behind me. You can see my other partner in crime, Xander Bay. What are you doing over there? What are you checking out in the bushes? Xander, hey. Hey. Dingling. I'm going to grab the ball. Yeah, that's what I thought. So anyway, another episode of Live from the Hermitage. This show is actually 28 episodes, guys. Actually, considerably more than that. Some of the episodes had multiple installments. So it's like maybe over 30 times I've been on the air under this show banner. And we're going to just try to start doing some more content. I mean, hopefully the audience will return. But I am sorry for being away for so long. And so things are going well here at the Hermitage. One of the things we upgraded with the sort of the grant money that I talked about before that we got is we upgraded the electrical. That's been super helpful. I've been able to keep the refrigerator running, and it's just a little refrigerator cooler. It's even smaller than the smallest refrigerator. It's a refrigerated cooler, but it's very cool and an amazing thing to have, especially in the summertime. You know, you can make cool drinks, but also to keep a little bit of fresh food around is always cool as well. And that is really happening because of the upgrade to the electric. And that it was a combo deal. It was solar, and then also I had to give in, guys. I had to get a gas generator. So I'm gonna, by the by, I'll do an unboxing. It's a cheap Chinese generator, and I got it on Amazon. I didn't know how that was going to work out for me because I'm not terribly mechanically inclined, but it went okay. It's working. It's producing electricity when needed at a tad bit less than $1 an hour to run it, which is not that bad. Right now, this time of year, we do tend to get a lot of sun. So I augmented that game as well. Um, and so that's one of the ways I'm able to do this live stream tonight is with that augmented deal. Um, and then, like I said, we're going to close out the first half of the grant with transportation, gravel, and a really cool four-season tent for this winter. And with the gravel, we'll be able to make a pad. I'm actually facing the house right now. I'm up against the front wall of the house. But the house is right there in front of me. And I'm going to lay out a gravel pad for both for drainage and also to be nice and level inside. We're going to throw some cheap paneling down for flooring so we can have a nice level floor this winter. So we won't flood as much and we'll be much more insulated. And I even got some cool additional things I want to do with insulation as well. So we'll be able to, we're still going to do this next winter in a tent. The buildings are going to hopefully come next year. We'll see what happens. 1 year at a time, guys. I think we're going to close out this year strong, though. I mean, if everything goes according to the sort of plans and ideas and commitments, that we should be okay. We should end the year. Actually, it's not at all too optimistic to say that with the balance of this grant, we're going to pay off the mortgage entirely. So we should come up on the first year anniversary, which will be October 5th, will be the 1 year anniversary of us being here and establishing the Dharma Wheel Hermitage. Within that year, we should be really well equipped, really quite nice. It's primitive, but very nice, doable, and we'll have the main part of the really the most important part is to pay off the land. It's such a cheap date. It's only less than 5,000 mortgage. I think I got like 4,700 left on the note, and so paying that off just makes sure that it belongs to us in the Sangha, the worldwide Sangha, and forever in perpetuity. So that's the Hermitage news, channel news. Look for shows tomorrow morning and Monday morning. And I might even stream if I can get enough electricity. I might stream on Twitch. I've been doing Twitch TV, guys. I've been doing game streaming. And that I'm doing that just exclusively on Twitch, although I'm taking the shows that are decent and uploading them to YouTube after. But if you want to see it live, you got to go over to Twitch TV. For that, I'm going to shoot the link in the chat. So just in case there's somebody lurking. And so yeah, Twitch TV, guys. I've been game streaming and having a blast. I actually got a clip for you guys. This is from yesterday's stream. I had a great time. A lot of people came by. I got rated, which is always nice on Twitch. That's one of the ways you can really grow your audience fast is by rating each other. The EVE Online community especially is, I mean, I've been playing EVE for a very long time, and I've also been streaming. I took a long break, 4 or 5 years from it, but I've also got a good number of years under my belt of live streaming EVE Online. So, but this is I'm going to play this clip. This is from yesterday's stream. I got my ass set on fire, man. It's kind of fun, but check it out anyway.
Oh, I better warp out, guys. I'm in flames. Woo! Baby, down to the last bar of armor. Oh, okay, this is my first experience would have been. Guys, I'm on fire. Dude, I have 1 bar. Look at the armor. I have fucking 1 bar. And you said I should not get out of my implants. Right. I know my... Oh, I don't mind losing the Hagate, but oh my God, I'm glad I didn't have them implants in. I love just watching it burn. Okay, that's my life sometimes, guys. I mean, I am just blasted through. Look, even my insignia. See my corporate insignia? I paid, look, it's blinking. It's like, and see how they're blinking? That's like my little corporate, like, emblem thing. My Evermark, I've never seen a ship that blowed up and still be flying. Hakate's a tough ship, man. I took a beating. I barely got out of there in time. So I don't know. Hey, I found the site. That's what happened. I right in my own home system too, and it wouldn't let me bring my cruiser. It said you had to bring a destroyer. So I went back and got the Hekate. Thankfully, had the foresight to jump out of my implants and into a blank clone. And I was doing okay. I helped this one guy kill this other ship. And then I took on this other one, and he just beat the fuck out of me. Before I knew what happened, I was burning. Alright, I'm gonna go home and rep up, and we'll go back out if the site is still there, but I'm gonna go home and rep.
So, yeah, that was fun. So join me over on Twitch TV, guys. The link is in the chat. It's also now on the YouTube main, YouTube description. I also had the Twitch channel up, and so yeah, come on by. And I tweeted a lot. When I'm live streaming, sometimes I put it out on my socials that I'm doing it. You can always join the Discord too. That's another way to keep up on. I pretty much drop everything first that I'm doing. I drop it first in the Discord. So that pretty much catches us up, folks. It's going to be a short audience-free stream, but hopefully you guys will watch it on the replay and learn a little bit about, the tragic stuff that's going on. We're going to talk about it again tomorrow, probably during the service. Inevitably. Especially, I was already going to do my first teaching from the Tibetan Book of the Dead, to be honest with you. And with Robert Thurman dying, that's kind of a lock now. So, the first scripture reading will be from the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and I will give, I'll give a brief teaching, my first public teaching ever, guys. You'll have to tune in and see if I do it right, or if I fall flat on my face, or what's up. But Sunday service tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., that's always weather permitting. Something weird happens up here in the mountains, but because it's outdoor, I don't have the prayer hall yet. But so join us for that, and then Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time, we will have another episode of Coffee with the Dharma Bum morning talk show. So sit and drink some good coffee. I got some iced coffee here, a little bit left anyway, from earlier in the day. But I think that soon we're probably going to call the stream, call it an evening. I will try to be back next Saturday at 6 p.m. We do another live from the Hermitage. We're not going to be doing campfires for a while, guys. I should probably add that into the news mix, but no campfires for a while. We're in red flag time of the year now. It's called red flag, and so it's the highest level of fire danger that there is. And so we're going to abide by the law of the land, as well as just good common sense, and not burn up here. So won't be any campfires for a minute, guys. That's the bad news. The good news is it's really nice up here anyway. So, as you can see, we're loving it as far as the weather goes. So, I guess we'll give him the blessing. Hey guys, what do you think? You guys ready to call it? All right. Well, me and the boys give everybody who watches this, especially on the replay, we give you our blessing. May your week be auspicious. We'll definitely see you next Saturday at 6 p.m. For another Live from the Hermitage show. And if you care to, join me tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Pacific time for Sunday service, and Monday morning, 8 a.m. Pacific time for Coffee with the Dharma Bum. Give a like and subscribe. Donate if you can. We desperately need to try to raise about $100 this weekend. So if you can afford to donate, there are plenty of links in the description of this video as well as on the main channel page. You can also visit the website dharmawheelhermitage.org. That's dharmawheelhermitage.org, and lots of good resources and ways to help and support over there as well. Thank you to everybody. I guess maybe we got 1 or 2 people working. I was going to wrap up the stream unless you want to say hi in the chat real quick. Tell us who you are, what's going on. But we appreciate you even if you work. Okay. Well, once again, we appreciate you. Give a like and subscribe out there to all the workers. We love you. A blessing. To all the regulars who come and watch it on the replay, I hope it was good and informative, and I'd like to say it's enjoyable, but like I said, it's a kind of I guess this year is determined to teach us lessons in impermanence and dying. Righty then. We'll let it run for, we got a closing song, guys. Alright, so, here's, we'll do a couple songs actually, because I didn't do the break song either. The stream didn't really go long enough, but the break song is in honor of, Logman Ranson. I hope I pronounced it right, but the, Tibetan activist who self-immolated this week in front of the United Nations, and then the other closing song is just more or less to honor the monks who were walking and were hit and killed in Thailand. Have a great week, you guys, and keep tuning in. Look for content. I'm going to try to start putting a lot of content on YouTube and also on Twitch. Oh, Shelly be free. Shelly's here. Hi, Shelly. Well, we can't end the stream now. Got to at least say hi to the shell. It's an audience free, but I'm going to chalk it up to summer. But it was a really good show though. So anybody, hi hearts, I see you. I see the hearts. The boys are here. I just gave the blessing, so you're officially blessed. Auspicious week, the whole week, auspiciousness. Yeah, so I covered it all, man. I mean, the whole, I think the description of the video pretty much sums it up. Really, this year, the Firehorse has been a real karmic lesson in impermanence and especially dying. I mean, I talked about how, we had Bruno, in the late spring, we lost one of our own up here. We actually have a grave on the Hermitage now. And then in the last couple of weeks, we lost Robert Thurman. We lost 9 monks who were essentially doing a sort of a walk for peace in Thailand, and an 11-year-old crazy boy plowed into him in a pickup truck at like highway speed and killed 5 on the spot, and 4 more died in the hospital. 11 monks wiped out in like a blink of an eye, and then we ended it all off this week with I hope I pronounced his name right, Logban Ranson, the Tibetan activist who self-immolated in front of the United Nations. So it's like, I don't know, it just occurs to me that this year, the Firehorse is really trying to teach at least me, but I think us as Buddhists, some some valuable, powerful lessons in impermanence and, like I said, dying. So we covered that. We did a ton of videos, and the next song I'm going to play, one of the two closing songs I got lined up is a tribute to Wolfman Ranson. He was an Uber driver, and we played his message, his final message. He went live on YouTube just before he went down to the corner. And when I was doing the emergency streams, like right after it happened, I went live and I just kept streaming forever. I just couldn't believe it. And one of the comments that really punched me in the gut by one of the viewers during those live streams was, he took forever to lie down. And when you see the video, especially unfiltered, not blurred out or anything, it's like, wow, yeah, he took forever to lay down. And I mean, it was probably only about maybe 50 seconds or so, but that's a long 50 seconds when you're just completely engulfed with, I mean, I don't know. It's just been a powerful lessons, man. And I wanted to share it tonight, and share it on the video. Well, it's good. See, death, ever since Bruno, I mean, that was for me the real test of fire. Would my faith hold up? Would my ideas, would my view actually be right view, right? That's the big question, right? And you don't really know until you have something like that fall in your lap. Bruno was the worst death I could ever imagine in my life, human, animal, or otherwise. There's no comparison, no comparison to anything. And yet I weathered it with my faith. And I'm weathering all of these. Like Robert Thurman, that punched me in the gut too. That man changed my life. His translation of the Tibetan Book of the Dead fundamentally altered my spiritual life. I owe that man a debt that there's no possible way to repay. And all the other Dharma that he taught. He's a West Coaster, right? So, he's pretty known Buddhist quantity out here in California, and that just really punched me in the gut. And then these 9 monks dying and so quickly, that just was like, all in the space of a few weeks. So it's really yeah. Thank you so much. Love to you too. I'm fine. These are powerful lessons to me. What the way to take this and the way to deal with it, that from Bruno's death and the way we dealt with it here on the channel and the way I dealt with it personally. You transmute that. You use that as practice. Exactly. That's how you become not only stronger as just a sort of a provisional sort of just human being, right? Definitely, I think if you can weather things like that, it improves your character. But the spiritual lessons and impermanence are just invaluable, right? You can't pay money. There's no retreat you can go to pay money to get that kind of level of wisdom, path, progress towards enlightenment. But anyway, thank you so much, Shelley, for dropping by. You probably want to go. I guess I'm calling the stream unless anybody else wants to pipe up, say hello, any workers out there. But I'm gonna go ahead and call it an evening. It was a good show though, and it'll be good on the replay. Lots of people will, I think, enjoy. Lots of good Hermitage news, and all kind of updates and stuff. So worth watching for everybody concerned. Thank you. You really made my night though, Shelley. And at least now I can say I wasn't 110% audience free. I was only like 90% audience free. It's summertime. I'm sure that's going to be it. Everybody had something better to do today. I'll probably see you on one of Rob's streams a little bit later on. Thank you so much for coming by. You made my night. Appreciate you. Bless you too. and the boys bless you. All right, guys. For everybody out there in replay land, make sure to leave a comment and a like as well on the video. I hope that it brought you up to speed maybe on some stuff. Maybe this stuff that's sneaking under your radar that it was at least informative, if not a wee bit dark of an episode. Again, one last time, tune in tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Pacific time for the Sunday service. And then again on Monday morning, 8 a.m. Pacific time for Coffee with the Dharma Bum, my morning talk show, such as it is. Hopefully those two things will not be as audience free as tonight. But that's okay. I forgive you all for watching on the replay. I'd be out touching grass myself if I didn't have to literally live outdoors in the grass. So love y'all anyway. Have a great and fantastic night. We're going to close out with a couple of songs. I hope you like them. One of them is a testament memorial song to Wangbo Rangzin, who self-immolated. So it's a tribute song to him. And then the closing song is just one of my favorite Walk for Peace songs, but dedicated in this case this week to the terrible tragedy with the monks in Thailand who were essentially doing a sort of walk for peace and gave their lives for that. Love you guys, and see you another episode of Live from the Hermitage next Saturday at 6 p.m. Until then, catch me on YouTube or the Twitch.
Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum.
다 다른 데서는 가르쳐서 배초가 쏘기 전혀 놀이에 배받아서 초가도 주로 이제 맞아부터 나 배바이래죠. 나 배바이. 이 롱바 매야 말다 가서 나도 롱란세 매 롱라 란세 매야 말 란세 요 쇼서다 이치 내고 뭐 가나서 건데 님 배도 수자이서 김무팀 비조리하고 그 가르치고 나도 가는 매사 용서받아 가르치는 매버래 완전 매비지 완전 소비지 생태 맞아 완전 소비지 생태는 완전 라바 있는 나도 단가요 대자만 나도 가르치고 완전 세대 가르치고 안까지 가요 그 방가의 미팅이 깔려줘로 나서 쉬어요 배란세 절로 배절로 배란세 절로 야
We are all visitors to this time, this place. We are just passing through. Our purpose here is to observe, to learn, to grow, to love, and then we return home.
The monks have come a long way, moving through fields and towns, carrying nothing but their robes, their walking sticks, and a quiet resolve. Life is short, they say in silence with each step. We are visitors in this world, here to learn, here to watch, here to love. And as their feet touch the red clay roads of the Magnolia State, it feels like the earth itself pauses, noticing their presence. From Louisiana to Jackson, Mississippi, the people come out to walk a few steps or many. Behind the saffron flame of robes, they come with children laughing, with elders nodding quietly, with neighbors who never met before, all feeling the simple pull of compassion. The monks lead, but it's a shared rhythm, a slow, steady blues beat in the heart of the city. At the Mississippi State Capitol, they are honored, not with fanfare or glitter, but with quiet acknowledgement. Residents and officials alike step aside to let the monks breathe in the moment. A plaque is presented, yes, but it's really a reflection, a mirror of what we are capable of when we choose peace over anger, compassion over indifference. The monks' leader speaks softly, reminding all who listen that peace begins in the heart, that a single breath of mindfulness can ripple far beyond the body it inhabits. Then they walk again down city streets lined with people and echoes of curiosity. The children run ahead, elders pace slowly behind, and strangers catch the rhythm of each footstep. One by one, Mississippi joins the meditation of movement, and Aloka, faithful little shadow of the pilgrimage, trots along, her tail is always ready, always eager to return to the march. Night falls, the streetlights hum like old guitar strings over the empty highway. The monks rest in pearl and aloca curls at the edge of the field. Her bright eyes catching the faint glow of the moon. Here is the pause, the breath between blues notes. Life is short, we are visitors. We learn, we love, we watch, and then in the quiet they walk again. Morning comes slow like a bass line, rolling across the dew-soaked fields. Mississippi stretches ahead, Pillahatchee, Morton Forest. The road is long, but every step is a measure in the rhythm of intention. Community members bring water and bananas, small offerings of humanity. One woman's gesture went viral, a reminder that even a simple act of kindness can ring out like a soulful chorus across the miles. And the monks walk on, steady, calm, their faces touched by the sun, their eyes reflecting the weight of what they carry and the lightness of their purpose. They walk because life is fleeting, because each breath is a gift, because each encounter offers a lesson in patience, compassion, and love. Mississippi's red clay roads and small towns, its capital steps, all bear witness to this slow, deliberate meditation in motion. The road stretches ahead, long and unbroken, the rhythm of the blues that is not a burden. It is the music of life itself, step after step, breath after breath, one foot after another. The monks remind everyone that to walk in peace is to walk fully, not in haste, not for applause, but because the time we have is short and the lessons we receive along the way are everything. Aloka trots beside them again, her small paws keeping time with the rhythm of hearts, and the people who walk behind, beside, and around the monks learn what we are all here to learn. That life is short, that love is necessary, that observation is sacred, and that even the smallest gesture, a hand offered, a drink of water, a smile, can be a song in the key of compassion. And as they leave Jackson behind and continue into the soft haze of Mississippi morning, the message lingers. Life is short, and the lessons we receive along the way are everything.
It stands as a living reminder that hope can be renewed, division can be softened, and peace can be fostered through the courage and sincerity of those who lead the world in open heart. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the citizens of Mississippi warmly welcome the determination of our city, honor their historic pilgrimage across our state, and recognize their presence as the Mississippi capital.
We started in Fort Worth on the 26th of October to continue on this journey. And this is a very difficult journey for all the monks, but we already dedicated our life to this journey. So even though we suffer a lot on our foot, on our body, this physical body, but we still not giving up. We still fight hard to walk peacefully and mindfulness. When we cultivate mindfulness, when we walk, each and every step that we make, that is mindful, and then we spread that message out to everybody. Hope that everyone will live in unity and harmony, and with this compassion, loving kindness, and peace, may you all be well, be happy, and peaceful. And we are very grateful that all the people along the road that offer us a lot of food, offer us a lot of snacks, water, socks, shoes, everything. It warms our heart.
A miracle wrapped in fur, returning to the beat. Our local walks with me through the mountains and the rain. Little heart of courage, little lamp against the pain. In his eyes the sunrise, in his steps a sacred key. Our local walks with me. Our local walks with me. Our local walks with me. Stray dog to brother, from darkness into light. He carries a simple truth through every day and night. That kindness is a refuge, and love can set you free. So our local walks with me. Our local walks with me. In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark, cold hotel room, and the endlessness that you fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your soul.